The unseen threat. The underground facility beneath the Atacama Desert hummed with a quiet intensity that belied the magnitude of its purpose. Dr. Elena Rodriguez adjusted her holographic display, her fingers dancing across quantum-sensitive interfaces that would have seemed like pure science fiction just a decade ago. Around her, a team of the world's most brilliant minds worked with a synchronicity that spoke of years of preparation. Proximity sensors are picking up something, called out Marcus Williams, the lead quantum detection specialist. His voice was calm, but a subtle tension rippled through the room. The Global Defense Network had been waiting for this moment, a moment many had begun to doubt would ever come. Elena's eyes narrowed as she studied the incoming data. Quantum signatures unlike anything in their extensive databases were approaching the solar system's outer boundaries. "Validate the readings," she commanded, her Argentine accent slightly more pronounced with her rising excitement. The facility was the culmination of a secret global initiative that had been brewing for decades. After the discovery of an abandoned alien scout ship in the Atacama Desert 20 years earlier, humanity had embarked on a covert mission of technological reverse engineering and preparation. Governments, rival nations, tech giants, all had set aside their differences, united by a single purpose. "Confirmed," Marcus responded. "Multiple large mass signatures approaching. They're using some form of advanced quantum cloaking, but our modified detection grid is picking up minute quantum resonance fluctuations." Dr. Akira Tanaka, the project's quantum mechanics lead, approached the main display. His fingers traced the intricate patterns of energy signatures. "They're good," he muttered, "but not good enough. Our quantum entanglement detection network is leagues ahead of what they're expecting." The room represented a microcosm of humanity's greatest strength, diversity, collaboration, and relentless innovation. Scientists from every continent, from different disciplines, working as a single organism. The alien technology they had studied had taught them more than just technical capabilities, it had shown them the power of unified purpose. Elena pulled up a global communication channel. A series of encryption protocols danced across her screen, layers upon layers of security that would make traditional communication systems look like child's play. "Global Defense Council, we have confirmed approach. Initiate Protocol Artemis." Across the world, similar facilities hummed to life. From the frozen research stations of Antarctica to the high-altitude observatories in the Himalayas, from underwater research platforms in the Pacific to hidden mountain complexes in remote regions, humanity's true technological might began to awaken. The alien fleet approaching Earth had no idea what was waiting for them. Marcus's voice broke through Elena's thoughts. Estimated time of outer solar system penetration, approximately 72 hours. They're moving slower than we anticipated, probably conducting initial reconnaissance. Dr. Tanaka chuckled, a rare display of emotion for the usually stoic scientist. "They think we're primitive. They have no concept of what we've been preparing." The Global Defense Network was more than just a military strategy. It was a testament to human potential, a carefully constructed system that combined quantum computing, advanced materials science, psychological warfare techniques, and a level of global cooperation that had seemed impossible just decades earlier. Elena remembered the stories her grandmother used to tell, tales of human conflict, of nations fighting each other, of seemingly insurmountable differences. Now, those differences seemed laughably insignificant. The technology they had developed, the cooperation they had achieved, had transformed humanity into something far more powerful than any single nation or culture. "Commence full system diagnostic," she ordered. "I want every quantum resonator, every communication node, every defensive mechanism at absolute peak performance." The room erupted into a symphony of technological precision. Holographic displays flickered, quantum algorithms danced, and the combined intellect of humanity's best and brightest prepared for a confrontation that would define their species' future. Little did the approaching alien fleet know that they were about to encounter a civilization that had spent decades preparing for exactly this moment, a civilization that had turned an abandoned scout ship into the key to its own extraordinary transformation. Humanity was ready. And they were nothing like what the invaders expected. First contact. The alien fleet commander, Zarake of the Nexus Dominion, studied the holographic projections with a mixture of curiosity and contempt. Sleek crystalline interfaces mapped the solar system, highlighting Earth as nothing more than a blue-green dot of minimal consequence. Preliminary scans complete, reported Subcommander Vex, his translucent neural tendrils flickering with data streams. Planetary defenses are primitive. Electromagnetic detection systems are crude. We can approach with minimal risk. Zarake's four-layered neural membrane pulsed with a deep indigo, the color of strategic confidence. The Nexus Dominion had conquered hundreds of civilizations. Each conquest followed the same pattern: approach, assess, overwhelm. Earth would be no different. What the aliens didn't know was that every scan, every quantum probe, every minute disturbance was being precisely recorded, analyzed, and anticipated by humanity's hidden global defense network. At the Atacama facility, Dr. Elena Rodriguez watched the alien fleet's approach with a calm that belied the magnitude of the moment. "They're using classic Nexus reconnaissance protocols," she muttered to Marcus Williams. "Textbook approach from their invasion manual." Marcus chuckled. "Which we've studied extensively." The Global Defense Team had spent 2 decades dissecting every piece of alien technology from the abandoned scout ship. More importantly, they had used that knowledge to create something entirely new, a defense system that was less about raw firepower and more about intelligent adaptation. Across the world, quantum resonance generators came online. Buried deep beneath mountain ranges, hidden in oceanic trenches, disguised within seemingly ordinary communication arrays, these devices began to weave an invisible network. Each generator was more than a defensive weapon, it was a sophisticated information collector, a data sponge designed to understand and counteract alien technology. In the orbital research station maintained by a consortium of international space agencies, Dr. Kwame Osei monitored the incoming quantum signatures. His team had developed a revolutionary approach to alien communication, not just translation, but comprehensive cultural and technological interpretation. "They're approaching with classic hierarchical formation," Dr. Osei explained to his team. "Look how their fleet maintains strict geometric positioning. It suggests a highly structured social system with minimal individual initiative." A young researcher named Sophia Chen zoomed in on the holographic display. "Their quantum shielding is advanced, but there are subtle harmonic inconsistencies. It's like they're using a technology they don't fully understand." The truth was far more complex. Humanity had not just studied the abandoned alien scout ship, they had completely reimagined its technologies. Every system had been reverse-engineered, improved, and integrated into a global defense network that was more of an organic, adaptive intelligence than a traditional military system. Zarake continued to review the preliminary data. "Minimal technological markers," he observed. "No advanced quantum communication networks detected. No evidence of gravity manipulation. Their satellite systems are rudimentary." What Zarake didn't realize was that humanity's most advanced technologies were invisible. The quantum communication networks were purposely designed to appear non-existent. The gravity manipulation technologies were hidden within the planet's geological structures. Every scan revealed exactly what humanity wanted the aliens to see. In the Atacama facility, Elena Rodriguez smiled. "They're taking the bait perfectly," she whispered to Marcus. "Prepare the first phase of our welcome package." Around the globe, seemingly dormant systems began to subtly activate. Quantum resonance generators adjusted their harmonics. Communication nodes realigned with microscopic precision. An intricate, planet-wide system was preparing its first response. The alien fleet continued its approach, supremely confident in their technological superiority. They saw a primitive planet with minimal defenses. What they didn't see was the most sophisticated technological trap ever conceived. First contact was moments away. And humanity was more than ready. "Initiate preliminary response protocols," Elena commanded. The stage was set for a confrontation that would redefine humanity's place in the universe. The invasion begins. The first wave of the Nexus Dominion fleet descended through Earth's atmosphere with calculated precision. Commander Zara K watched from the flagship's primary observation deck, for sensory appendages intertwined in a gesture of anticipated triumph. Initiating primary assault vector, announced Subcommander Vex. Quantum-enhanced weapon systems charged, preparing to neutralize what the aliens perceived as primitive planetary defenses. What they didn't know was that every single movement was being anticipated, tracked, and prepared for with a level of strategic depth that would soon shatter their confidence. In the Atacama facility, Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood before a massive holographic display, her team working with machine-like efficiency. "They're following the exact invasion pattern we predicted," she murmured to Marcus Williams. Classic Nexus Dominion First Wave Protocol. The Global Defense Network had spent years studying alien invasion strategies, not just from the abandoned scout ship, but from comprehensive simulations that had been running continuously for 2 decades. Every potential scenario had been wargamed, every possible alien approach meticulously analyzed. As the first alien vessels breached the upper atmosphere, something extraordinary began to happen. Quantum resonance generators hidden across the planet began to activate, not as weapons, but as sophisticated information collectors. Each generator was part of a planet-wide neural network that was learning, adapting, and preparing in real time. "Weapon systems charging," Vex reported to Zara K. "Targeting primary military installations. Estimated time to total planetary submission, 72 standard cycles." The first plasma bolts erupted from the alien fleet, streaking toward carefully selected military bases. But instead of destruction, something entirely unexpected occurred. The energy simply disappeared. Impossible, Zara K's neural membranes flickered with confusion. Quantum sensors showed the weapons being absorbed rather than deflected or destroyed. At a hidden facility beneath the Himalayan mountains, Dr. Rajiv Khanna watched the initial engagement with a calm smile. "Phase 1 complete," he said into a secure communication channel. "Energy absorption protocols are functioning at 99.8% efficiency." The absorption wasn't just a defensive mechanism. Each absorbed energy signature was being analyzed, decoded, and integrated into humanity's growing technological understanding. The aliens were unknowingly feeding information directly into Earth's defensive network. Across the planet, seemingly ordinary infrastructure began to subtly transform. Communication towers shifted their quantum signatures. Underground facilities hummed with previously hidden technologies. What appeared to be standard urban landscapes were actually intricate parts of a global defensive system. "They're not even aware they're being studied," Dr. Elena Rodriguez explained to her team. "Every weapon, every energy signature, every quantum transmission is giving us more information about their technological capabilities." The alien fleet continued its assault, growing increasingly frustrated. Their most advanced weapons seemed to simply vanish upon contact with Earth's surface. No explosions. No damage. Just complete energy absorption. Subcommander Vex's voice carried a note of growing concern. "Commander, our weapon systems are showing unprecedented energy loss. The planet seems to be consuming our attack." Zara K's neural membranes shifted to a deep crimson, the color of growing anger and confusion. This was not how invasions were supposed to proceed. Every other civilization they had encountered had either fought back conventionally or surrendered immediately. Earth was doing something entirely different. In orbit, hidden quantum communication nodes began to transmit a series of carefully constructed signals. Not attacks, not warnings, but something far more sophisticated. These were quantum-encoded information packets designed to probe the very communication systems of the Nexus Dominion fleet. "Initiate secondary response protocol," Elena Rodriguez commanded. The first phase of humanity's defense was complete. The aliens had taken the bait perfectly. And they had no idea what was coming next. The invasion had begun. But this was far from a conventional war. Technological warfare. The quantum communication nodes deep within Earth's hidden facilities began their most intricate dance yet. What appeared to be a passive defense was transforming into an active, almost sentient network of technological warfare. Dr. Yuki Nakamura, the lead quantum systems specialist, watched the holographic displays with an intensity that belied the calm exterior. "They're trying to recalibrate their weapon systems," she observed to her team. "But we're one step ahead." Aboard the Nexus Dominion flagship, Commander Zarake experienced something unprecedented in his centuries of conquest: genuine uncertainty. The alien fleet's sophisticated sensors continued to return nonsensical data. Military installations that should have been obliterated remained intact. Weapon systems that should have decimated entire regions simply dissolved into quantum noise. "Recalibrate quantum resonance," Zarake commanded, his neural tendrils pulsing with a mix of frustration and emerging fear. Sub-Commander Vex worked furiously, but each attempt to penetrate Earth's defenses met with increasing resistance. What the aliens didn't realize was that humanity had transformed the very concept of technological defense. The absorption of alien weapon signatures wasn't just protection, it was education. Each energy pulse, each quantum transmission was being decoded, understood, and ultimately turned against the invaders. In the Atacama facility, Dr. Elena Rodriguez explained the strategy to her international team. "We're not just defending," she said, her holographic display showing intricate quantum network patterns. "We're learning, adapting, and preparing to counterattack." The global defense network was a living system. Unlike the rigid, hierarchical structure of the Nexus Dominion, Earth's defense was organic, collaborative, and infinitely adaptable. Scientists from every continent worked in perfect synchronization, each bringing unique perspectives that created a technological whole far greater than its individual parts. Quantum resonance generators hidden across the planet began to do something extraordinary. They weren't just absorbing alien energy, they were beginning to generate counter-frequencies that could potentially disable entire sections of the alien fleet's communication and weapon systems. Initiating quantum entanglement disruptors, Marcus Williams announced. Across the globe, seemingly ordinary communication towers and research stations subtly realigned, creating a planet-wide network more complex than any alien scanning system could comprehend. Sub-Commander Vex's voice carried a note of growing panic. "Commander, our quantum communication networks are experiencing unprecedented interference. It's as if the entire planet is becoming a single, integrated defensive system." Zarake's neural membranes shifted to a deep, troubled purple, a color representing pure strategic confusion. Every invasion protocol, every battle strategy developed over centuries of galactic conquest, was falling apart. Deep beneath the Himalayan mountains, Dr. Rajiv Khanna oversaw a system that was quintessentially human, collaborative, innovative, and completely unpredictable. "We're not just defending," he explained to his team. "We're turning their own technology against them." The aliens had approached Earth expecting a straightforward conquest. Instead, they found themselves entangled in a technological web more complex than anything in their galactic archives. Quantum communication nodes began to transmit carefully constructed signals. Not just defensive signals, but probing, investigative transmissions that began to unravel the very communication infrastructure of the Nexus Dominion fleet. Phase 2 initiating, Elena Rodriguez commanded. The technological warfare had entered its most critical stage. And humanity was just getting started. The invasion was no longer just a battle. It had become an elaborate technological chess match, with Earth holding all the unexpected moves. The breaking point. Desperation began to seep into the Nexus Dominion fleet like a quantum-level poison. Commander Zarake watched in mounting horror as more of their vessels became inexplicably disabled, their advanced technologies rendered useless against an enemy that seemed to absorb and neutralize everything they threw. Tactical analysis, Zarake demanded, his four sensory appendages trembling with a mix of rage and growing fear. Sub-Commander Vex's report was a litany of impossible scenarios. 73% of our first and second wave assault groups are now non-operational. Not destroyed. Not damaged. Simply, neutralized. In the Atacama facility, Dr. Elena Rodriguez allowed herself a small smile. The Global Defense Network was performing beyond even their most optimistic simulations. What had begun as a defensive strategy was now a sophisticated form of technological warfare that the aliens couldn't comprehend. "They're reaching the breaking point," she told Marcus Williams. "Every attempt to attack is giving us more information, more capabilities." Across the planet, what appeared to be ordinary infrastructure began to reveal its true nature. Communication towers transformed into quantum resonance amplifiers. Underground facilities hummed with energy that defied traditional understanding of physics. City grids became living, breathing defensive networks. Dr. Rajiv Khanna, monitoring the global system from the Himalayan facility, explained the strategy to his team. "We're not just defending. We're learning, adapting, and ultimately, we're going to turn their invasion into the greatest technological leap in human history." The aliens had made a critical miscalculation. They saw humanity as a primitive civilization. What they didn't understand was that humanity's true strength lay not in raw technological power, but in adaptability, creativity, and unprecedented global cooperation. Aboard the Nexus Dominion flagship, panic began to spread. Their most advanced scanning systems were being systematically compromised. Quantum communication networks dissolved into meaningless noise. Weapon systems that had conquered hundreds of civilizations became nothing more than expensive paperweights. "It's impossible," Zarake muttered, his neural membranes flickering with a chaotic pattern of confusion and fear. But it was happening. Each alien weapon signature absorbed by Earth's defense network was immediately analyzed, understood, and integrated. What the Nexus Dominion saw as an invasion, humanity was treating as the most comprehensive technological exchange in galactic history. Dr. Yuki Nakamura in the Quantum Systems Lab tracked the progression with scientific precision. "We're not just defending," she explained to her international team. "We're evolving our entire technological understanding in real time." The Global Defense Network was a living, breathing entity. Unlike the rigid, hierarchical structure of the Nexus Dominion, Earth's defense was organic, collaborative, and infinitely adaptable. Scientists from every continent worked in perfect synchronization, each bringing unique perspectives that created a technological whole far greater than its individual parts. Subcommander Vex's voice cracked with uncertainty. "Commander, we're losing operational capacity at an exponential rate. Our quantum cores are something is happening to them. They're not just being disabled, they're being repurposed." Elena Rodriguez completed the sentence in her facility, watching the global displays. The invasion had reached its critical moment. The aliens had come expecting a simple conquest. Instead, they found themselves entangled in a technological web more complex than anything in their galactic archives. Humanity wasn't just defending. They were transforming an alien invasion into the most significant technological event in the planet's history. The breaking point had arrived. And Earth was just getting started.